Let's keep this short and sweet, shall we? I do get a lot of pleasure in exposing the NFL because I just see just how much people worship it. The fans in the NFL have to be the most lost fans in the universe. Guys painting their face, guys crying, cheering for guys running with a ball in a pair of tights, throwing up satanic symbols. I wish they showed that much passion for their wife or their children that they show for people they don't know. So Eagles won today. I expected the Eagles to win, and the Rams covered the spread that I posted, plus 3.5. And that's not significant in all of this. What's significant is the code. All right. I'm going to just break it all down. All the numbers I said played out. My boy Durrell, how you doing, my brother? Much love to you. Thanks for today. Right. So I won't be here long. And I know there won't be many people here because pretty much everyone in England right now are sleeping. And it's about 60% of my subs are from the UK, according to the analytics that YouTube give me, but we can't trust them, can we? So I'm going to go into the Eagles game, then I'll go into the Rams game, and then I'm going to go back to my book. I added a lot to it. I've just done a new chapter, which is God will supply all of your needs. And that confuses a lot of people. But I'll break it down what that actually represents. There's a big difference between what you want and what you need. And it's whether your needs are actually going to benefit God or not, whether he's going to provide you with them. So you can't just pray to get a Ferrari or a big house or anything like that. That's not how it works, which people think it is. Right, let's go. Eagles. They won the game comfortably. All right, 25-11. They won by 14 points. Here's why the Eagles won. So today has 77 dating emoji pure. And Tom Brady, of course, the whole NFL is revolved around Brady. You have to realize that, guys. He's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7 Super Bowls. He is Mr. NFL. So, again, I'm writing a book about Brady as well. For anybody who codes the NFL, you're going to want to purchase that book because if you know Brady's numbers, you know how the NFL operate. All right, and here's another example. So, Brady was born in 77. Today has 77 dating emoji pure. Eagles can improve to 5-5 versus the Bucs all time in Tampa Bay. Now, Brady and Tampa won Super Bowl 55 in Tampa. In Tampa, okay? And they did that to make Brady become 7-3 in Super Bowls in the 21st year of the 21st century. And then I predicted Brady would retire on 2-1, 18 months before he did. And he did. February the 1st, 2-1. And now if you look at the Buccaneers season stats, they are 2-1. The whole game was about Brady. I knew straight away as well when the Eagles went up 3-0 that they were going to get a 3-0 stat at the end of the game. I messaged my mate Javier. I said, I think they've just told you who's winning. It's the Eagles. So I did a lot of in-play codes on my website telling people exactly where these games were going, and they went where I expected them to go. Was Brady's Super Bowl losses his humiliation ritual? No, it was just, well, he had a few shockers, didn't he, in Super Bowls, but it was just the 73, brother. 73, the 21st prime. He had to end on that. Brady connects to the Queen, who was married for 73 years. George Bush Sr. was married for 73 years. Brady made his NFL debut the year of 9/11, whilst George Bush Jr. was the president. He made it against the Jets. Number 12 days after 9/11. Then the Patriots won the Super Bowl right after the Patriots Act was signed, because it's all coded, not by man. Mark my words, it's not by man. We know Ephesians, it's spiritual wickedness in high places, and we know God's involved with the code, because he created the code. So them going 5-5 in Tampa, and Tampa won Super Bowl 55 in Tampa with Brady, right? Now, 55 to 10th Fibonacci and triangular number, and the Bucs coach dropped to 10-10 in the regular season as Bucs coach. Now, Brady played in his 10th Super Bowl. Hey, Johnny G, which was Super Bowl 55. 5 plus 5 is 10. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number, and it was Brady's 10th Super Bowl. All right, it's why I coded the Bucs to win that Super Bowl before the season began, and I said they beat the Chiefs. I just had it bang on. And that was the most money I've ever won over a season was because of that. I stayed loyal to my code. And the Bucs, every game in the playoffs, bar Washington, they were the underdog. They were plus money in all of them. And I was like, they're going to win. And I remember at the time when I was with Betsy, Diana stayed over at the house. She was like open to what I was talking about. She said, all right, who's going to win, the Bucs or the Packers? Who's winning it? Tell me why. I said, it's the Bucs. And she went, if I give you some money now, will you place a bet for me? I said, if you give me the money, yeah. I paid for her flight. Well, she did. She took the gamble. And then they won. She went, are they definitely going to win the Super Bowl as well? I said, not definitely, but I believe they're going to win it. And she went, okay, I'll bet on that as well. I said, you can't bet on that right now during this game. All right. They might not even get there. They've got to beat the Packers. So this is what I'm talking about. This code is way more than winning money because I don't bet anymore, which people can't comprehend, but it's not my issue if they can't comprehend it. The game's a span of exactly 29 weeks before the Bucs quarterback's birthday. Now, 29 is the 10th prime number. Brady retired 7-3 in Super Bowls. He retired on 2-1. The Bucs can drop to 2-1 this season. Eagles lost Super Bowl 57 in a game that had 73 points, 21st prime. Tampa quarterback can stay on 33 wins. MNF equals 33. So what did I put on my website and on Twitter? 3-3. All right. So they're telling us that the Buccaneers quarterback staying on 33 wins. The Bengals game was also 3-3 and then was decided by 3 points, just like Super Bowl 56 was. Read my code about the threes. So I put out all these codes and then I'm like, okay. That's why with the Rams, they had this amazing code. I said, take them plus 3.5 because the Bengals had a great code as well. And I thought the Rams code was too perfect. Go on my website. I did. Told a lot of people. I said, all in on Rams. I said, not a chance. I think the code's too perfect. Too perfect. All right. And I wouldn't have been majorly shocked if they won at all, but there's no way I would have taken the money line. And I implied that game was going to be decided by 3 points. That's why I took the plus 3.5. I'll get to that later. It's just knowing, it's having that knowledge, not being greedy, and just seeing how the code plays out and how the NFL operates. So the Eagles quarterback stayed on 11 losses and 5 road losses. 11's the 5th prime. And when Brady and the Bucs won Super Bowl 55, they came into the playoffs 11-5. They finished 15-5 because they had to win 4 games to win Super Bowl 55. Guys, it's crazy. I've told you this at the beginning of the season, and I'm not afraid to do this. I don't do it all the time. Before the season began, I said that I believe the Eagles will win Super Bowl 58. I've said it. If they don't, they don't. But I've said it since the beginning. And you know, a lot of people in this community are going to start saying Eagles now and Eagles because of the start. I said it before it began. All right. They went up 3-0 in the game. They're now 3-0 for the season. 30 connects to Kobe, who was born in Philadelphia. Their whole codes revolved around him. Super Bowl 58 on 2/11, exactly 211 weeks after Kobe Bryant died. Huge Eagles fan. Fly, Eagles, fly. Okay. Fly, and he died in a helicopter crash. And then every day I lost bets, crazy day. I'm tired by losing every day. When I win, I bet good. I don't lose much, but when I lose too much in a row, I lose all the next bets. What are you betting on? Are you on my website? I definitely recognize your name, brother. Sorry, I have people contacting me every day. When it comes to it, you have to have an immense gift. When it comes to gambling, you have to have an immense gift of seeing the numbers. You have to have money. You have to be comfortably financial. You have to be able to know when to cash out, when to cover, see what's playing out in the games. I coded the games perfectly in play. I knew straight away the Eagles were winning. Again, go on my website if you don't believe me. I told people, look, Burrow's starting the whole codes about Burrow for them to win. If you're going on the Rams, don't go big. Don't. I never told anybody to go the Rams money line. I didn't tell one person. But we know people look for value. They're always looking for that plus money. Whereas you should be looking for the plus money in play, like the Bengals were plus money multiple times in play. You have 49ers to win the Super Bowl. I see it. I see tons of numbers. I do. I prefer the Eagles. I see a lot for the 49ers. I'll be keeping an eye on the 49ers. And again, Joshua, I don't know if the Eagles are going to win it, brother. So when you say Eagles are not winning the Super Bowl, just be careful about your wording, okay? I didn't say Eagles will win the Super Bowl. I always say I believe. I believe Eagles are going to win Super Bowl 58. So don't tell me they're not winning the Super Bowl. You don't know that, do you? Oh, Nayan, it's come to me. Yes. Yes, it's just seeing your name, Rebel Shah. Didn't it used to be Nayan on YouTube? I don't think it was always Rebel Shah. Have you changed your name? Illusion doesn't sleep. I do, but I don't know how I do what I do. Holy Spirit, of course. I think after this, I'm going to take a break from my book. I can't just end this and go back to the book. I think I'll find a bit of adding time. How far will the Lions go? There's definitely a lot of people on my site that like the Lions to make the playoffs and go far. Remember the Lions last year finished 9-8. They actually shocked the Packers. And the Lion connects to England, 3 Lions. And obviously the Queen connects to England, and she died on 9-8. The whole reason the Lions finished 9-8 was to do with the Queen dying on 9-8. And remember, the NFL season began on 9-8, the day the Queen died. So again, I haven't looked at the Lions on Thursday. I'm going with my brothers from Bible study to watch that game. I've told you I don't mind it being on in the background as long as I'm talking about Jesus. I've already woken up a few of them with the codes. They're blown away. There was a guy called Alex. He said, I watched the video and I had to make notes. He said, I've got a notebook to make notes. He said, it's unbelievably interesting what you do. Look at that 24 in the live, 8 likes, Kobe's jersey numbers. There's another sign. I'm telling you, if you trust me and you know my work, you know my hit rate, if you are a bettor, you need to put a bit of money on the Eagles. That's all. And I rarely ever do that. I rarely ever do that or say that, but I would. Okay? I would. Or at least to get there. And a lot of people are like, no, they're not going to go to back-to-back Super Bowls. I think they are. It's sad and hilarious watching the diehard fans in sheer agony when a key member of the team gets injured, like their whole life is ruined for 9 months. No, it is sad. Like, let's try not to, it's very hard not to mock them. It's sad. The idol worship that the Bible warns us of is very sad. I told you, grown men in the 50s with face paint on, all right, dyeing the hair bright orange and Mohican. And then when the team gets a touchdown, it's like they've got the touchdown. It's embarrassing that they can watch these games and not see the dropped catches, how often players are open. I'm telling you, I can play all sports at a high level. American football, never played it. But if you gave me an American football, right, the amount of times the quarterbacks, because the great protection All right. They've just got it here and they're waiting and they're waiting and they're waiting and they've just got to flick the wrist like that to an open player. Or if they want to extend it to get more yards, you're like, wow. But they justify it with the protection. I knew in the Bengals game, as soon as it went 16-9, who was winning. Who's on my Twitter that can back me up? Eagles have had a standalone national TV games to start their 3-0 season for everyone to see. Brilliant, Chris. The Eagles connects to Babylon. It connects to the United States of America. There's Eagle symbolism everywhere you look in the US. All right? It's the end of Babylon, which is the US. The US is about to collapse. And when Trump becomes president, Ron Rivera can get his 104th win and upset the Eagles. Well, he could. You need a lot more than that. What? Because it's the 104th NFL season. You can get that at any time during the season, that 104th win. All right? Anytime. I will say this, before the season began, though, brother, I said I think the Eagles start the season 4-1. Kobe Bryant equals 41, died at age 41. 9/11 was on 41 dating emoji. I've got so many other 41s, the 41 generations of Jesus Christ. I think the Eagles, and I put it on my website, this 4-1. So they're now 3-0. I think they're split the next two games, is what I'll say to you. I think. And I won't be shocked if they go 6-1. Big Philadelphia number. And it's the 18th prime. And Kobe was drafted at age 18. So, yeah, I think the Eagles win the Super Bowl, I think. Now, listen to this. Eagles can get 616th regular season win, and 616 is the alternate number of the beast. Now, I told you all that Kobe connects to the number 30. That's why there's 30 teams in the NBA and way more. Now, the 616 next to Kobe. Can anyone tell me? I'll ask, see how your knowledge is. Can anybody tell me when Kobe was drafted? Does anyone know? So Eagles got the 616th regular season win, and 616 is the number of the beast. Do you know when Kobe was drafted? Same as LeBron, but obviously a different year. Same as Nikola Jokic, number 41. I'll see if anyone can answer. I'll wait, but I'll keep going with the code. This was huge. This was a big factor in why another reason why I like the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. On 39, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was announced as the man on the next cover of Time magazine. I keep telling you, time's running out. TikTok, get right with Jesus. And this edition is to be released 139 days before Super Bowl 58. 139 days before Super Bowl 58, Bucks quarterback can stay on 34 all-time wins. All right, he stayed on 33 regular season wins, but 34 all-time wins, and 139 is the 34th prime. So, again, why is Jalen Hurts? What's he doing on the front page of Time magazine? It's because he connects to Revelation. How does Philadelphia connect to Revelation? Because the sixth church of Revelation was in Philadelphia. All right. Kobe was drafted, by the way, 26-6. Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. All right. He was drafted 10 days after 616. And there was so many 10s in my code for the Eagles. So, again, 13th pick. Nice. Durrell, how old was Kobe's daughter when she died? Kobe's daughter, when she died, how old was she? 13. It's just decoded reality. Kobe died at 41, the 13th prime. LA equals 13. Wait until you hear my Bengals code. So they won it 25-11. Now check this out. Tom Brady won Super Bowl 51 on 2-5. 2-5. Yes, brother. January 26, 2020. Brady won Super Bowl 51 on 2-5 after being down by 25 points. Now, the Eagles won with 25, correct? It was 25-11. 25 plus 11 equals 36. 2-5 is the 36th day of the year. 666 is the 36th triangular number. Kobe's highest scoring game was his 666th game. Now, he died 497 months and 3 days old, the 666 prime date of age, guys, which is remarkable. So, if you notice towards the end of the game, did it just give me a woo or a yes if anybody watched the end of the Eagles game? Just give me a woo or a yes. Best ways to learn Gematria, go to my website. And Gematria, brother, is not the be-all, end-all. It's tiny. It's tiny. And if you're talking about coding, my website, if you're talking about Gematria and that's all you want to learn, you're wasting your time. And I'm the only guy in the community saying this. If you just want to learn Gematria and that's it, you're going nowhere with it. I think Gematria is Satan's tool, to be honest. I rarely ever use it. I use it to expose him. But it's date durations, it's understanding history, it's understanding the Fibonacci sequence, prime numbers, triangular numbers, square root numbers. It's understanding biblical scripture. You can't just type things in a calculator to decide who's going to win. It is the cherry on the cake. Can anybody give me a woo? Is Gematria the cherry on the cake? Not completely irrelevant, has its purpose, but you can't code our reality purely by using the Gematrinator. Can anybody back me up with that? No hate on Gematria, but I've just seen how people use that calculator. There's 36 ciphers. You find whatever you want to find. People are typing in whatever they want to type. When somebody told me illusion equals 666, that was the day where I was like, this calculator is not what people think it is. How can you take out the? My YouTube name is The Illusion. How can you type in illusion into the Gematrinator and say I'm a Satanist because it equals 666 and you take out the? It was that moment where I was like, okay, there's definitely some substance to this, especially when it comes to the franchise names and their locations and postcodes, definitely. But when the everyday average Joe is using the Gematrinator, they're embarrassing themselves. That's the reality. So listen to how I code and tell me how often I use Gematria. Did I use any Gematria in the Eagles code? Yes or no? Anybody? Did I use any Gematria in that code that I just gave you? Did I say this equals this in this cipher? Did I? Yes or no? Adam, do humans really need entertainment or can we take the sports out? You don't need it, no. God will supply all of your needs. You don't need professional sports at all. You choose to watch them or bet on them or worship them, but no, we don't need them at all. This life's not about us. It's about serving God, but we make it about us. It's true. I didn't use any Gematria in that code. Right. I don't know why people are laughing at that. It's the fact. I didn't use any Gematria. I used all the knowledge of all the other stuff that I've put together over the years. Through the Holy Spirit, guys. Right, so I'll tell you why the Rams covered, and I'll tell you why the Bengals won. If you recall, and you can go back and watch it, I predicted the scoreline of Super Bowl 56 before the game began. Anyone remember that? I told you that it would finish 2023. Can anybody recall me saying that? What's that? What's Ubud doing on my... Oh, somebody sent me the link for his stream. That's interesting. So is he going live right now? Now, I said it was going to be 2023. It is a spiritual practice. And again, I do my work to reveal biblical scripture. And I back it up. There's myself that does it, Joseph, but Joseph doesn't code sports daily. Rambo was using all of his astrology because, again, you've got to remember Satan is behind astrology. I think he's behind Gematria. Like, ultimately, he uses those tools. So I have to be aware of the tools that he uses. For example, as a coach, I have to be aware of my opponent's strengths and weaknesses in order to expose them and prevent me from being defeated, correct? So for me, Gematria has significance. The devil uses it for sure, just like symbolism and all of that. But for me, I expose it through the Holy Spirit. Now, I'll read this code out. This is all about Super Bowl 56 and Brady. Rams plus 3.5 is my lean, but Bengals have big numbers, so do as you wish and much love. So that's basically telling you, if you actually understand the code, anytime I do a spread, it's because I think the other team's going to win. So Bengals had amazing numbers, so did Rams. Take that plus 3.5, and you'll see why I said 3.5. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 56 that concluded the 102nd NFL season. Now, Matt Stafford, the Rams quarterback, he could have stayed on 102 losses and 56 road losses. All right, Super Bowl 56 was the final game of the 102nd NFL season. And I put, this is either the riddle or a monster trap. Monster trap. I was like, are they going to let me do a 1 minute short on this? I was like, not convinced by that. Definitely have to go deep into this game. Super Bowl 56 game ended 2023, which I predicted, and this game will be played in 2023. Bengals will become 0-3 with a loss if they did lose. 3 equals 56. All right. These teams met during Super Bowl 56 in a game where the Rams won by 3 points. Number 3 scored the first touchdown. I coded that, the first one, Odell Beckham Jr. Now, this game today closed out week 3 of the NFL. It was the final game of week 3. So I'm seeing all these threes. I was like, that's interesting. All right. MNF equals 33. This was the Rams quarterback's 33rd game with LA. So there's all these threes, and they had some numbers as well. They had these 3-3-3s that could have benefited them, the Rams. And if you noticed, in the first 3 quarters, 3, 3, 3. Anybody catch that? The first 3 quarters, the Rams, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. And after the first quarter, it was a 3-point game, wasn't it? So all these threes, and you're like, okay, so is that, where are they going with this? Is this game going to be decided by 3 points? Now, Stafford, we can look at the 102.56, but then you have to go deeper. I was like, okay, there's 102.56, but then there's also 103.57. We've just had the 103rd NFL season and Super Bowl 57, which is more recent than Super Bowl 56. So I was like, let me look into that. All right. So I did. Brady, who massively connects to Joe Burrow, made his NFL debut in a game that he lost 10-3, 103. And he retired during the 103rd NFL season, 103. So Stafford just got his 103rd loss, all right, against a quarterback who's being compared to Brady. Now, the Bengals became 1-2 this season. Brady wore number 12, and he made his NFL debut 12 days after 9/11. In the game, he lost 10-3, 103. So the Bengals are now 1-2. Bengals can become 9-7. Okay. 9-7 against the Rams on a day leaving 97 days left in the year. 97 has that direct connection with 25, right? And 25, again, you just had the Eagles win with 25 points. But 97 is the 27th prime. The Rams got their 25th road loss in week 3. And Joe Burrow got his 25th regular season win. Rams quarterback can drop to 2013 with LA. 20 plus 13 is 33. The game started 3-3. Of course it did. Both games were 3-3. And Pope Francis, who heavily connected to Super Bowl 56, Pope equals 56, Society of Jesus equals 56, 3 equals 56. When you type it into the Gematria, there you go. And Francis became the Pope in 2013. And he connects to Brady because he was born 12-17, the 199th prime. Brady was drafted 199th pick. Go on my Twitter and you'll see why the score was 19-9 at one point, which was the Queen's funeral. All right. The Queen, how does that connect to Cincinnati? You know, all right, because Cincinnati is called the Queen City. That's why the Queen died at age 96, and the Bengals are now 9-6 at home in the regular season versus the Rams. She died at 96. Her funeral was 19-9. All the 199s. It was 19-9 in play, and that was it. Then it was done. Although there was late drama, like there often is. Now, this one again, guys, if you are not on my website, get on my website. Oh my word, 19 in the live, 16 likes. That was the scoreline, 19-16. Now, on Twitter and my website, I said it's just gone 16-9, which I thought it was going to go. 16-9 the score was. And Burrow just became 16-9 at home. The square root of 169 is 13. Matt Stafford got his 13th loss with LA. LA equals 13. LA can get their 13th loss to the AFC North all time. Stafford gets his 13th loss. Bengals get their 6th home win versus LA. 13 is the 6th prime. Super Bowl 56 had 43 total points. Brady won his last Super Bowl at age 43. Rams coach can get his 43rd all-time loss. So a lot of my coda was about 3. And the game was decided by 3 points because towards the end of the game, towards the end of the game, Stafford was able to get up the field, throw this pass this close to the end zone. And then I was thinking, please don't go for 2 points. But I was like, that doesn't actually have any sense. It makes no real sense for them to do that. I was like, don't do that and then have the Bengals win by 4. That would have frustrated me. But when he stepped up, I was like, no, it's got to be 3 points. Just like Super Bowl 56 was decided by 3 points. And it was, I was like, And then straight away, you're like, okay, the Rams are going to give the Bengals the ball back. There's no way that they're going to win the ball. You know, when they do that little kick, hoping to get possession back, like there's no way. And then the Bengals are going to run down the clock. And you're going to see all the fans going insane. And whatever happens, win or lose, you're giving your energy to Satan, aren't you? Illusion, listen to Michael Jackson sing Sounded Drunk Possessed. Well, we know Michael Jackson was possessed every time he was on stage. It was 3 years, 333 days since they last played each other in the regular season. Rams were 3-3 away losses coming into the game. Amazing, Joshua. Brady retired with 333 days left in the year after making $333 million, and he started 333 regular season games. And he won his last Super Bowl on 2-7, which is 3 times 3 times 3. That's why I told you after the first 3 quarters, The Rams, 3. Go look at it. 3, 3, 3. Can somebody back me up? Stafford got the 103 to get the 104 in week 4. Week 4 equals 104. There's 8 games with the 104 in week 4, included the first game of week 4. Packers can get 104th win. I think that's brilliant. Hey, Irene, God bless you. Joshua, I think that's brilliant coding. I think that has substance, a lot of substance. Not saying that somebody's going to get their 104th win. It has to be a bit deeper than that, and that's a lot deeper. 10 connects to 4, doesn't it? 10 connects to 4 when you understand how number properties work, because 10 is the 4th triangular number. So 10 and 4 have a direct relationship. Also, Joshua, write this one down. Are you on my website, Joshua? You seem like you've got a gifted mind. Write this one down. I'm going to do about 10 more minutes, all right? So if you can ping that like for me, I can already feel my voice going. Right. Yeah, I do agree, Joshua, what you're saying, that Satan's trying to play God. It says Satan wants to be like the Most High. He just infiltrates all of God's creations. Satan didn't create gematria or numerology or symbolism. He's infiltrated it. Can I get an amen? He hasn't created anything. He just infiltrates. So put this one down, Josh, if I can call you Josh, like we're best mates now. Kobe Bryant played his last ever game on the 104th day of 2016, 104. So if you want to mark that one down, because Kobe connects to everything. And also, LA equals 4 in Gematria, if you like Gematria. So yeah, it makes complete sense for the Rams to lose the next game. That's not enough still for me. I couldn't post what you've given me with conviction, but it's a great start. I've tried to sign up multiple times, but PayPal keeps refusing it. Brother, are you the guy who was messaging me on Instagram? I've had 6 people today telling me they've tried to sign up and they've been unable to, but I've still had 2 sign-ups. So something weird's going on. No, Christian. Christian said him and his friend are trying to sign up and they can't. You're not from Australia, are you? You're not from Australia. Look, I've told you with Satan, he has great influence. He's affecting my numbers on my website, on YouTube, on Twitter. Like you want my service, you're open-minded, you've got a gift for the code. And for whatever reason, I do believe that spiritual wickedness can get involved. Keep going, Josh. I've had a lot of people say, I can't sign up. Keep doing, all right? Delete your history, try a different browser, get a VPN, try a different email, pray, different device, different tab. You'll get there. You'll get there. My website's growing, but more in regards to knowledge. Numbers-wise, it's good. It's not life-changing. I'm never going to get rich from the website, but the people that are on it, just the level, the quality of the people, not even just the codes, the people, is what brings me a lot of joy. BK2, it's whether they're fully aware of it. No, from USA, and I've tried multiple times, and PayPal will take the money out of my account and refund the money. You don't even have to pay with PayPal, Joshua. You can pay with credit or debit card. Have you tried that? You don't need to pay with PayPal. Any code on Miami, 70-20. They could have got more points. They could have broke the record, couldn't they? And they didn't. 70 plus 20 equals 90, just like Miami. Pope Francis became the Pope the 72nd day of the year. Brady won his last Super Bowl on 7-2 in Tampa, which is next to Miami. I didn't go too deep. I could. Don't really want to do it right now. The 70 connects to Daniel's 70 weeks, which is prophecy in Revelation, or connected to Revelation. But that's just from the top of my head. If I went deep, I could give you loads for that. But that shouldn't be happening. No NFL team should be getting beat by 50 points, correct? None of them should be getting beat by 50 points. All right. Is that all I had to say? Anyway, Eagles won, Rams covered. And again, I would say this, be careful who you're supporting with Patreons, because they're just going to lead you down a dark alley. I do believe the more Patreons you support and the more Discord communities you're a part of, you ain't got a chance of understanding this code. And if you're wanting to win money, you ain't got a chance. Because you're taking his pick and Illusion's pick, and then you're taking Zach's pick, and then you're taking this guy's pick, and then you're going with your own pick, and then he let you down, but he didn't, and you get nowhere with it. I've got a lot of people in my community that are supporting like 6, 7 different Patreons. It's nice of them. They do whatever they want. It's their money. They ain't going to get anywhere. You have to find the very best when it comes to this and stick with them. You don't have to say that I'm the very best at all, but you have to find the one that you believe is the very best and the most accurate if you're serious about learning, if you're serious about making money, if you're serious about questioning your reality. You can't just dip your feet in all of it, in my opinion. I guess you've got to, at the beginning, to come to some sort of realization of who is putting out this solid work. If not, you're kind of just at a crossroads. You're getting all this different information thrown at you and none of it's going to stick. You're going to get lost in translation with it all. I think that's what's happening with a lot of people, to be honest. So some of the other stuff I saw in play, then I'm going to go. Where is it? I did loads of stuff. 16-19 with 103 on the clock. Brady made his NFL debut in a 10-3 loss. He retired during the 103rd NFL season. Brady made his NFL debut the year of 9/11, and Osama bin Laden was born on 10-3. He was supposedly behind 9/11. Super Bowl 56 was all about the royal family, and so is this game. The game's 9-6. Bengals can become 9-6 at home versus the Rams with a win. They're leading 19-9. Quinn's funeral was 99. Brady drafted 199th pick and connects to Burrow. The 16-9, the scoreline, put it in my code. Burrow 16-9 at home. I posted it all in play. The game in the Phillies game became 25-9. What's today's date? 25-9. Even if it's just for a moment, because they did the 2-point play to make it 25-11, but it became 25-9 on 25-9. And if you're going to say the Jesuits are just mocking us, what do they gain from doing that? And it was a 14-point game, wasn't it? Francis born with 14 days left in the year. Brady won his last Super Bowl at age 43, the 14th prime. NFL equals 14 as well. Because I've been in my own and I really like your decodes, I've watched you since Patreon took you down. I've been out of my own, but your decodes about Satan and Revelation is aligned with my beliefs. Brilliant, Joshua. I hope you get on the website, mate. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you get there. I've got loads of Americans there, so I'm not sure why they're stopping you from going on. Ferguson and Pep won Champions League 7 years later, baby. Brilliant. Ferguson won 13 Premier League titles. 13. It's a number connected to Satan. Is Zach Hubbard controlled opposition? No. Zach Hubbard needs Jesus Christ in his life, and he'll probably mock me for that. I think he needs Jesus Christ in his life. I don't think he's controlled opposition. I don't think he's very good at coding sports. Somebody told me today he had the Rams to win and he had the Bucks to upset. He got them both wrong. That's what somebody told me. He'll probably be going live now saying he called the Eagles and he called the Bengals, or he called the Rams to cover. I think he's delusional, but I also think he has a gift. I don't think he's controlled. I think he believes wholeheartedly in his heart and soul that the Jesuits are behind the code. I think he means that. I don't think he's trying to lead you the wrong direction. I just think he's being led the wrong direction. I think he's a lost soul who needs Jesus Christ. He hates Jesus, does Zach. He hates every Christian. He calls out every Christian. Every Christian. He judges every Christian the same way. So I don't think he's controlled. I owe a lot to him because I came across his work 3 years ago. I learned a lot from him. The basics, I believe, are the basics. And I believe he should stop coding sports because he still thinks in his head he's remarkable. He's not getting 80, 85% like me. He's not coding every single sport. He's not connecting it to revelation. He's not doing in play for you. But he has a gift. And I think if Zach was somehow able to use that gift in a way where he truly cared about people and not just himself and his ego, he's egotistical, he's lost in his own thoughts. He's not controlled. He's not working for Vegas. It's not about Vegas. He's not working for the feds or whatever people want to believe. He's a liar. He lies. He's a compulsive liar. He's proven that. That sports gematria reveals that. And I also don't think Zach's necessarily like a bad guy. I just think he needs Jesus. Okay? I'm grateful to him. I think he needs Jesus, and he'll laugh at me. He'll think I'm patronizing him. He probably still thinks he can code better than me because he's done it for longer. He knows he can't in his heart, but he'll say that he is the greatest. No one's going to change his mind with that. That's why I won't go in or call on his show, because it'll be about ego. But where did you learn all this? It was me. Without me, you wouldn't even have your website. You wouldn't even know this. No, it's God, Zach. Just like you know it because of God. Well, there is no God. That's bullshit. Look, I've told you, you don't have a clue. God? What you want about God? I've clearly proven it's the Jesuits. No, you've proven that in your head. You've proven that in your own mind and heart that it's the Jesuits. Now, if you were at the level that I'm at, you'd know that man's not doing it. It's practically impossible. So I've said this multiple times about Zach, and I don't like using this word. I don't know if I can find a synonym for it. He's one of the smartest, stupidest people that I've come across in my entire life. That's what I'll say. I don't like the word stupid. I just can't think of a better one. I don't like using that word, but do you get what I'm saying? I think he is very intelligent. I think he's got a gifted mind. But I just believe that he's also slow or just delusional. He's not. There's different levels of intelligence, isn't there? That he has no emotional intelligence. And that's a lot of academic people. You know, a lot of people who study at Harvard and Cambridge, like academically, they're high level, but emotionally, like, no. So that's what I say. Definitely don't think he's controlled. I don't see the purpose of the CIA hiring him to reveal gematria to us. I just don't. I just think he's not doing it to his full potential, and he needs God. And if he found God, I think he'd be as good as me, if not better. And that's saying something. I think if he found God and he studied scripture, he'd be as good, if not better than me. I hope he finds the Bible, and I hope he does it for the right reasons and stops lying, because he lies all the time. Yeah, I agree, Frank, that he mistreats people. Like, it's just not for me. His energy, I don't think I can learn anything from him anymore. I think I did, not anymore. I think a lot of his work, he just repeats that he's done years gone by. He tells us about Super Bowl wins that he called 10 years ago. And now he's saying Vegas have made it harder because of him. Did you hear that one? They've made the scripts more complex because of Zach. Because Zach discovered that they were scripting it. So they've decided to write the scripts in a more advanced way. That's the logic in his head. He thinks it's all about him. He thinks he solved it. He's cracked the code. If he did, he wouldn't be getting 50% in his sports picks if he'd cracked the code. None of us are ever going to crack the code. We've just got to try and use this code to get closer to Christ. Can I get an amen? The code can lead you to Christ, I believe. It did to me. So I can say that and look anyone in the eye to say that this code led me to Christ. It can lead you to a gambling addiction. It can lead you to a life of delusion. It can lead you to a life of obsession. It can lead you to a life of believing the world's completely evil and Satan's doing ritual sacrifices on all these celebrities. This code can do a lot, positive and negative. If you're purely using it to make money, I don't think you will. I don't think you will. If that's all you want from the code. Adam, have you seen the hype about Deion Sanders and the Colorado football team? Yeah. See, right. Let me give you an example now about Zach. If he's talking about Deion Sanders and college football after the fact, is remarkable. So if you ask Zach about Deion Sanders, he'll tell you everything about that. And people might call him after the fact Zach and make fun out of him, but he still has the gift. So, yeah, Deion Sanders, it's all connected to Revelation, the beast that reigns for 42 months. That's what it is with Deion Sanders. But I'm sure he'll tell you that Freemason equals 42, Jesuit equals 42, war equals 42, World War equals 42, but missing the fundamental aspect that the beast of Revelation reigns for 42 months. He'll probably connect Deion Sanders to Super Bowl 58, which is the 42nd day of the year. But he's going to miss the scripture. He needs to add that to his codes. And like I said, you can't just... It's stuff like... By the way, the game was 16-19, the LA game, 1,619. Connects to 256. It's a 256 prime. And the square root of 256 is 16. And the Rams finished on 16 points. And Brady played his last ever game the 16th day of 2023. So, yeah, Sanders connects to Revelation, mate. I'm glad that you enjoy the Bible. The Bible can be enjoyed, but again, it's not there purely for you to enjoy it. It's to gain wisdom. The Xbox leaks and Sony data breaches. It's just, I think all of everything that we've done online is going to eventually be used against us. But I ain't worried about the government judging me or you guys judging me. That's probably what's going to happen. It pretty much happens, done it in like China. They know exactly what you're searching, what you're watching. That's just where the world's going to go. But just know God's always watching. Zach had the Rams, good for him. He usually takes favorites. Yeah, but again, like it's slight. The Rams were a slight underdog, weren't they? What were they? Plus 140. They took the lead and they took a 3-0 lead and became the favorites. So, but I know what you mean. But he didn't go the Eagles either. Eagles were favorites. He just words it in such a way. Do you want me to read one out before I go? Somebody sent me it. Do you want me to read out what he put for the Eagles game? Give me a woo, a like, and a yes. And I'm not making fun out of him. I'm just saying, this is what he put. I've got it somewhere. I'll read him out. You can tell me who is back in here. This is why you think he tricks people and takes advantage of people. He could just be honest and say, yeah, I got it wrong. See, he'll find amazing information, but then his pick will be wrong. But then he'll go live acting like he got it right. And it shouldn't really just be about him getting it right, which is a shame. But then again, maybe it is if they're paying for his picks. But I would say don't go to my website just for that. Right. Where is it? So this is how he words it, right? And this first bit don't make any sense to me because you know the point spread can change all the time. Give me a woo. The point spread can change all the time. It can be like plus 5.5, then it's plus 6.5, then plus 3.5, then plus 8. It can change. Players get injured, there's announcements. It changes. It's not like that's the odds, it's fixed. Is it? The odds change when it comes to the money line or the spread, correct? Just before I get into the code, correct? And it's different from every bookie, correct? Yeah? Some might have had the Rams plus 2.5, some had them 3, some had them plus 4.5, some had them plus 3.5. All right? It's not the same with every bookmaker. So this is what he said. Tell me who he's leaning here. But he'll probably tell you that he called the Eagles. Right. Conclusion. Now, I'm not making fun out of him. I've done this before. I'm not making fun. On the surface, the 5.5 point favorite Eagles can improve to 5-5 versus the Bucs in Tampa on 5 date numerology. Mayfield can stay on 33 wins. MNF equals 33. So that's all he's got. All right. That is it for the Eagles. Is anyone in the right mind going to read that code and bet on the Eagles? Yes or no? Respond to me, guys. Do me a favor. It makes it easier for me. Is that enough for you to bet on the Eagles? No. Right? This is now what he went on to say for the Bucs. That said, there is a lot of narrative to think an upset could happen here. Hurts, who's the quarterback for Philadelphia, can stay on 25 wins on the 25th. Tampa equals 25. Mayfield can get his 22nd home win. Eagles equals 22. This is why I'm telling you, Gematria is nonsense when it comes to this level. Are they called the Eagles? Are they called Philadelphia Eagles? You're going to say Tampa equals 25. Is it not Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Are we just going to put Buccaneers in? Are we just going to put Tampa Bay in? This is why I'm saying this is weak. He shouldn't be this bad at this point for as long as he's done it. But again, people get stuck in the ways. We know that. They're stuck in the ways. They're delusional. They think their way is the right way. It's not. I've taken the coding, guys, to a whole different planet. All right? Compared to this. The Eagles can get their 37th loss in week 3. Well, I saw they could get the 616th win. 616 is the alternate number of the beast. 666 is the 36th try. So they could stay on 36 losses in week 3. And he said Buccaneers equals 37. And the Bucs can get their 313th franchise win. 313 is the 65th prime. Philadelphia equals 65. I put something similar. I saw that 313 and I thought, okay, that's pretty significant. And it connects to Pope Francis, who became the Pope on 313, and he connects to Brady. So I was like, okay, that's some numbers for the Bucs. Said the Eagles can get their 656th franchise loss in the 656 area code. That has some substance, but those area codes are very hit and miss. And again, with dogs, you can always take the points. So if Bucs lost by 5 on 5 date numerology as a 5.5 underdog, you would win. So who's he back? What's his advice there, guys? What's his advice there? What's he telling you to do? If you read the code, what would you get from that code? Yeah, prophecies are being fulfilled, brother. Revelation's playing out. No doubt about it. I show that every day. It is. So from that code, what's he telling you to do, guys? Some great information, some poor information. The Gematria element of it is what lets down his codes. That code, I'll answer my own question, I guess. I don't know if it's lagging or people just don't want to type. His code implied Tampa Bay were going to win and shock, but to be safe, get them to cover the spread. Now they got beat by 14. The only thing he said about Philadelphia was this. On the surface, the 5.5 point favorite, Eagles can improve to 5-5 versus the Bucs in Tampa on 5-day numerology. And Mayfield can stay on 33 wins. Monday MNF equals 33. That's all he's got. Now, I bet if he goes live, he's going to say that. Well, if you read the first line of the code, obviously the beginning of the code tells you who's going to win. No, mate. No, Zach. Just like last Monday, you got both of the picks wrong. When you said the Panthers and Cleveland, both wrong. Just accept it. So he's seen the 5-5, which anyone can do with StatMuse, okay? Anyone can go on StatMuse and check the Bucs record against the Eagles at home. Anyone with StatMuse. How didn't he connect the 55 with Super Bowl 55 that was in Tampa Bay, won by Tampa, in Tampa? How is he missing that? Now the question is he deliberately missing it? That's what a lot of you are probably thinking. Is he deliberately missing it and giving you this information that actually confuses you? That's why he rarely gives a clear pick. So it's 2 for 2 wrong. Do you want to give me a woo if you want me to read the Rams code? Or do you want me to? I think I'm going to go. I've done an hour. I can't believe this. I need 3 woos and 5 likes in the next minute. I'm about to go because my eyes are closing. 3 woos, 5 likes. And I'll read out his code for the Rams. And you can tell me who he was backing. So I've got 1 woo. Keep the likes coming, guys. I'm on 25. Eagles, 25 points. I got 2 woos now. So I need 1 more woo, 4 more likes. Like 14, like how the Eagles won by 14 points. And you can tell me who he's going for here. And if he's going live now, which I'm sure he is, like I said, somebody sent me the link. They said, you should call in and call him out. I was like, I'm not calling Zach's show and calling him out. It's his show. He can say what he wants, but he's got to stop lying. So I just read it to you. And guys, if you want to go to his Patreon, he's up the price. His coding sports has never been worse, and he'll probably admit it, or he should, and he's increased the price. Where's the logic there? That's desperation, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be increasing your price when your work is not improving. I should be improving my price, but I'm not going to do it. All right, here we go. He didn't up it because of me. There's loads of people that have set up Patreon's websites, a lot of people. And again, we've got to be thankful to him for that. But he needs to let go of that now. And he needs to step his game up. He has to stop saying we should all be, you won't have anything if it weren't for me. That mindset is limiting him. He could work with me. I could teach Zach so much, but his ego won't allow it. There's no way he would let his student become his teacher. But he should learn from me. Anyways, this is what he said. I'm still waiting for 2 more likes, but let's... Well, Zach said I was going to be the best to ever do this. He said it. He kept saying how amazing I was when I had no following and no Patreon. Then people started going, oh, that illusion guy in Discord, he keeps calling the games. And then I set up a Patreon and people were like, I've just left Zach's Patreon. I've heard you're better. I hope so. I was like, you'll find out. So a lot of people left him for me, but he's still got way more than me, like crazy amounts more than me. But fair play to him. I don't give a shit how many he's got, to be honest. That's good for him. People don't like, they can leave him. All right, this is what he said. In conclusion, so he put some good info, but all stuff that anyone with any type of insight into the NFL should know. In the Super Bowl 56 rematch that concluded the 102nd NFL season, it stands out that Stafford can stay on 102 losses and 56 road losses. For me, I see that trap. When I saw it and I looked on StatMuse and checked his stats, I was like, trap. I knew straight away what the numbers connected to. And looking at the coaches, the narrative also looks better for a Rams upset. If Taylor loses, he will stay on 33 wins. MNF equals 33. The other MNF number that can play against the Bengals is their 15th home loss versus the NFC West. MNF equals 15. Rams equals 15. Keep in mind, this game is on Yom Kippur, and on this day, the Jews blow the Rams' horn. It figures the Rams are on 99 losses versus the AFC. Yom Kippur equals 99. Also, the over and under is at 43.5. Yom Kippur equals 45 and 54. What? Rams played Bengals in Super Bowl in Bengals' 54th season. Okay, that's the 54 significance. Last week, the Steelers won their record 21st straight game on MNF, and this week Stafford can get his 21st win with the Rams. That could be a hot number again on Mondays. Moon equals 21, lunar equals 21. So who's he going for there? He's gone for the Rams, hasn't he? It's all the Rams. And he's probably going to somehow say that during the game, he was like, well, I knew when it went 6-6 that it was going to be Joe Burrow was going to win and he'll find something for it. And it's just sad that he does that. Now, if Zach revealed the outcomes after the game, I think he's the best. Even better than me. I think I'm better during. I think after the fact, I think he would be incredible if he focused more on that. He knows he won't make money by doing that, though. He could, with all the numbers that he knows, he could say and break it down so well. You know, like how I did with the Newcastle and why they won 8-0, and I broke down all the eights and how undeniable they were. He's great at that. But when it comes to making a pick, he just is not good. And he's not changing his style. He's not changing his style. He's just expecting it to miraculously come good. And then if he has one good week, which he hasn't had this week, like his first 2 weeks have been shocking. Again, people send me all the videos. But he's still telling everyone, everyone won a lot of money off my picks. How do you know that? What about the thousands that didn't, that are not going to tell you? Not the 3 people that said, hey, I won off your whatever pick. 1 pick out of the 12 that you gave, which weren't even picks. It's just a shame, but he needs to change what he's doing. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to go. Yeah, when it comes to decoding the news, he's brilliant, but he still puts it all to the Jesuits. He still blames it all on the Jesuits. So I can't watch his stuff. You couldn't pay me. Like that one now, if he's still going live, you couldn't pay me to watch it. I couldn't sit through a Zach live stream. Right, I'm going. Zach belittles people in street interviews because he's got no emotional intelligence. If you worship Zach, like he's got a lot of people that worship him, which is tragic. They really do. If you worship him and you praise him, he's good to you. He's good to you. That's why he'll promote the most mediocre coders you'll ever come across. I won't say names. Some of the coders he's promoted, it's because they love him. And he knows if he promotes them, they'll keep loving him. I see through him. And then anyone who's got a gift, everyone who gets really good at this, he's called out all of them. Me, Derek, Chigozi, Joseph. He's hammered us all, or attempted to. As soon as anybody gets, oh, he's good. He's actually really good. He went from telling everyone that I'm going to be the best coder to do this to I'm a fraud and I steal all of his work. And then he said I called him, which we had a chat, and he lied about 90% of the conversation. He even said in a live stream that I was really upset that I left my kids. I don't have kids. Then I was like, wait, this guy's actually a compulsive liar. He was like, no, you did. You said you left your wife and kids and you feel really bad and you're lonely. I said, why would I say I've left my kids when I don't have kids to a guy that I don't know? No, you definitely said it. You might have forgot. No, Zach. I never said that I left my kids. I don't have any. But he's got it in his head. No, you did. And I was like, I think he's delusional. I think he's actually delusional, which is a shame because he's got a gift. But he said about 20 lies about me in one go, and they were all lies. And I was like laughing. I was like, what? You can deny it. He knows with things like that. Like, there's no evidence of that call. So it's like you either believe him or you believe me. And he knows that, and he plays on that. So that's why he gets away with many lies. But again, that sports Gematria calls him out on all of his lies. He can't do it as much now, but he's still doing it. He's still making them. He's got a guy studying his every word to expose him, and he's still lying. So that tells me that's somebody who can't control what they're saying. But anyways, if you like him, if you support him, go for it. I'm off. Take care. All right? He needs an intervention. Yeah, I'm not going to keep reading your comments because you know what I'm like. I won't stop. So take care, guys. I appreciate you all. In regards to the AFL, I've coded 2 games, got 2 right. There's some people in my community from Australia that code it. Sideman's amazing. Decoding Oz is incredible. Follow him on Twitter. I've heard AFL's the easiest sport to code. Everyone's told me it's the easiest. So I probably should start coding it. It's all about the Queen, correct? It's all about the Queen and the Kings. It's all royal family. We know they connect to Australia. So yeah, I could code the AFL and nail it. The problem is most people won't take the picks or care about the code because they're not going to be entertained. People like to bet on games they watch. Correct? That's why supposedly Vegas, all the money comes in the primetime games. Because people want to bet on something they can watch. They want to be entertained. A lot of people don't bet just for the money. They're betting to be entertained and to win money. You know it's true. That is. So when I code like the championship, or if I code AFL, or if I code like a tennis game that's going on in the middle of the night, people are not interested. A rugby union game, they're not interested. I code a Champions League game, flooded with comments. I code a Monday night football game, flooded with comments. I code a World Cup game, flooded with comments. I code a League 2 game, which is perfect. 1 comment. So I know it's just a shame. People bet on the games that they can watch and be entertained by. And right before I go, the Eagles' best player today, his last name's Swift, like Taylor Swift. And in the build-up to the game, they were talking about Kelsey's brother, who's dating Taylor Swift. And then the best player in the game was Swift. Yeah, you really believe Taylor Swift's dating an NFL player? I know why. It's all about the number of the beast, why she's dating Kelsey. But Swift was the best player for the Eagles, and the whole build-up was talking about how Kelsey is dating Taylor Swift. This is Decoded reality, guys. It's almost comical at times. Christ is king. That's all you need to know. Amen. God bless you all. Take care. Speak to you all soon. And I appreciate your support, okay? Thank you. Yeah, and Kelsey is a female name. Woo, woo, woo.